COVID has drastically changed the workforce. Today's modern employees want to feel supported. This starts with onboarding. Having a good onboarding process can improve employee retention by 82%. With the right onboarding techniques, an employer can create a better employee experience, increase employee retention, and improve overall satisfaction.
The workforce has drastically changed in the last few years, and employees have completely changed the perspective of what they want in their employer and what they really want to do in their career. But has it really changed, or is it just more a matter of exposed what was already there? Gone are the days where everybody feels as if they have to be in the same room, where you have this pressure to feel as if you're at this employer forever or even for 5-6 years. It's now a new environment where people have this sought freedom to go out there and do what they want to do. But I would challenge doing what you want to do doesn't always necessarily align with reality. So when you're in your work environment and you're at home all day and you're staring at a Zoom or a team chat and you're on 10 of those in one particular day, you start to wonder, gosh, is this what I want to do? Is that the company's fault? Is that the product's fault? Or is that the environment that person is exposed to? I think that's where the work dynamic has changed so drastically and requires the employer to look at their workforce in a whole new way.
Onboarding is the function of assimilating an individual into an organization, helping them feel comfortable and understanding their roles and responsibilities. When an individual comes into the organization and we're able to align them quickly and effectively and help them feel part of something special, it ultimately impacts their speed to productivity. They know what's expected of them, they feel connected, and they feel aligned. So they're ultimately able to do their job faster, they're able to give back to the organization quicker, which ultimately impacts productivity for the company.
Preboarding fits in today's marketplace in a very unique way where a lot of employers have struggled for years and years with onboarding employees and really trying to find a way for that employee to feel included in a compliant way. So we can come in, whether it's a very complex, large employer, mid-sized employer, or one across the globe, and address the entire struggle that they've had for so long. It's quite exciting to be in the space right now because employees that have never really felt as if they were entering the workforce or that new employer, perhaps even for the first time with a way that makes them feel connected to the team, can now do so. And the employer can now solve all the compliance issues that they've had, which really makes this not an onboarding challenge, but this thing called preboarding. That's really where we come into the marketplace and help an employer solve a preboarding dynamic, everything between offer letter to day one, allowing that employee to show up and feel as if they're a part of something, but in a compliant way.
In today's competitive environment, engagement is the key to long-term people ROI. Clickboarding has created an all-in-one experience platform so your employees can find purpose in their work. Clickboarding's engagement software integrates seamlessly with existing tech solutions, augmenting and extending their current capabilities to enable a comprehensive HR suite.
Clickboarding is an onboarding and employee experience platform and provides modern, compliant HR transitions throughout the entire employee journey. It's really an opportunity to check in with the new hire and understand, how are you feeling? Did you get everything you need? Have your expectations been met? And share information back to them as well.
Clickboarding is unique in that we have the privilege of engaging employees through their entire life cycle at that employer. So an individual is going through this experience. They're recruiting, they're going through everything else, all these iterations, figuring out which employer they want to join. Now it's time for offer letter. That often can be done through us, through a mobile-friendly environment. We're handling all the steps in a linear way until day one. That's the preboarding dynamic, taking that individual day one all the way through. They show up at their new employer, and then we have the privilege of reaching out on day 7, 14, 30, 60, 90. How is that employee hanging in there? Are they enjoying the employer, the decision they made? Are they regretting the team they work with? Maybe there's all these other dynamics. They can answer certain anonymous questions. We can diagnose cleanup needed in aisle 5. This individual is not very happy and is going to need help to stay there. So that life cycle, preboarding, onboarding, retention, so click retain, then crossboarding. What if I want to move from one department to another at that same employer? A lot of very large employers used to handle it as you're fired and then rehired. Now the technology allows it to stay in that same environment and treat that individual with the dignity they deserve and take their history correctly over to their new role. Now we move to, in the eventuality that person leaves that company on their terms or not, it's offboarding one way or another. So that person now is leaving the organization. Our technology can help them through that, engage that individual. Now we're taking an individual who's now left the company. They may want to boomerang back in. That life cycle is continuous at an employer, and our technology allows that employer to make that very easy and engage the employee in a way that they've never been able to do before. I know we're just scratching the surface of what we can do with this around helping that employer create that team environment. We spend a lot of time on compliance, but engagement is huge. The two together are unstoppable. We solve and continue to solve engagement with compliance. We change the game for the employer. And that's where we're going to continue to focus. Not on the onboarding where we started and preboarding. We're going to do a great job on that in our entire future. Really helping that employer hold on to the individuals they have. Turnaround is extraordinarily expensive for an employer. I've seen numbers as high as 2x, 3x to replace an individual, whatever that individual's salary was. If that's the case, then our future is to help that employer hold on to the individuals they value so greatly. And in our new world of diversity, inclusion, and equity, we're really able to help that employer dig in and understand those words matter. And it's an opportunity for that employer to hold on to the employee that they have and make that a rewarding career for that individual. That's where we can come in and really take it to the next stage.
To learn more about clipboarding, visit clipboarding.com.